there is no exercise you can do to get rid of this chest fat, okay? There is never an exercise you can do to spot reduce fat. What's going on, guys? Zac Perna here. And hang on, before we even get into this video, I just want to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but I thought I would make this video today to kind of sort and separate the bullshit from the facts when it comes to chest fat, because I have seen so much bad information online on YouTube, from telling you to buy certain things to some guys telling you to do certain exercises to I even saw a guy massaging his own nipples, and I'm like, no. There has to be a point where we actually go, okay, stop giving bad information and then preying on kids' insecurities, okay? So again, with the guy rubbing his nipples, stop it. Okay, Zach, maybe don't actually use the bit of the actual guy doing it. Why not? Well, it's probably a bit stiff, isn't it? Who cares? The guy's just talking shit. Yeah, true. F him. Anyway, so guys, let's get started with the 3 things that you need to know when it comes to chest fat.
Number 1, you can't choose where you remove fat from. Your body will store and burn fat where it wants due to your genetic makeup. Some people are luckier than others, some people need to give it more time. Number 2, there are 2 main types of chest fat: gynecomastia, or gyno for short, and regular chest fat. Gynecomastia is a hormonal storage of fat that occurs mainly due to an excessive ratio of the hormone estrogen in comparison to testosterone. This is characterized by a look of more fat within the nipple itself, as opposed to just fat around the chest.
So this is what most people think that they've got, especially if they do a lot of reading online. And it is quite common. I mean, it happens to probably 10% of kids. And if this is you and you think this is exactly what you're feeling right now, know that you haven't done anything wrong. It just happens to some kids. And I know it is hard, but try not to let it affect you mentally and reduce your self-esteem, because I know what kids are like at school. They can be absolute dicks. Just know, guys, it is just one of those things that you've got to get through. It might also not be you. You might just have regular chest fat.
Regular chest fat is just like any other fat stored by your body due to taking in more calories than you're burning. Therefore, it can be burnt just like any other body fat, even though it might take more time.
Now, the problem with this is that most people might just try dieting for a month or a week or 2 months or whatever it is and think, it didn't go, it must be gyno, it must be hormonal. And this is just a problem with not dieting long enough, guys. So, I mean, if you have exhausted all of your options out there and you've dieted for months and months and every bit of fat's gone on you except for the bit around your chest, okay, then maybe it's more than a stubborn area of fat, maybe it is hormonal, but at least you've addressed it, at least you've given it that chance of whether it was just normal body fat. I mean, most people, it is just normal body fat and they can get through it with just any dieting phase. And this brings me to the next thing I want you guys to know is that
the more muscle you have, the better off you are. Just in life. In general, life is easier when you're an absolute fucking machine.
Baby, welcome to the party.
No, I'm kidding, but I'm talking about the chest in this instance. So for example, if you have a bodybuilder with a giant pec muscle, okay, versus somebody with no pec muscle, and they have the exact same amount of body fat, I feel like it's going to be more noticeable on the person without a muscle, because the person who has that bigger muscle, that shape is going to protrude through. It's the same as abdominals. You can have a guy who has really big abs, right? They've got huge abdominal muscles. Those muscles can poke through the fat easier than if you have really small muscles. So when I was a kid, I actually had really small ab muscles. So I would have to get really lean to actually get abs. Whereas now my muscles are a little bit bigger, so they poke through the same amount of fat and it looks like I'm leaner when I might not be, okay? So that's why it's really important to start weight training. Don't just prioritize chest, that'd be just silly. Prioritize the whole body, you know, train a push-pull leg split or whatever you like. But most importantly, just get into weight training. You'll find that the body will start to get more proportionate and you'll start to get better shape and you'll be less fixated on just getting rid of this bit here. So with that said, guys, I am obviously recommending weight training 100%, but there is no exercise you can do to get rid of this chest fat, okay? There is never an exercise you can do to spot reduce fat. There are things like I said, like growing your chest altogether in the long run will put you in a better position, but it's not like that or any exercise to do with your chest is gonna burn that. It's not how it works. Like I have seen people say that if you train a certain muscle and then you're this much more likely to burn that fat there, but really guys, let's be serious and practical here. You can't spot reduce body fat, okay? So don't try, you're just gonna get your hopes up and feel like you're running in circles. And side note, if you get a guy that tells you to rub your chest or do a push-up to get rid of the chest fat, please spit in his face. No, I'm kidding, don't do that. Don't do that, just say, thanks, catch you later. Okay, so let's actually talk about how to get rid of it. So if we're talking about gyno, how to get rid of the gynecomastia, there are a few ways that this can be done. One, and the most common, is with time. So let's say if it is a puberty related, or you got it when you're 11, 12, or in your teens, most of these cases, between 6 months and 2 years, it'll go by itself. But that said, it's easier if you're burning fat. So if you're one of those lucky ones that it just goes over time, you're more likely to notice that if you're actually still burning fat. If you are overweight and obese yourself, you're not going to notice any reduction in that. If anything, it's going to get worse over time because you're storing more body fat in your chest altogether. So if you are just leaning out and taking care of your diet and eating healthy, hopefully it'll go over time, okay? If it doesn't and it still persists, just see a doctor, guys. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed. Go to your doctor and say, I'm not comfortable, especially if you feel like it's swelling. At least you can get a professional opinion on it, and they can say, okay, look, you may have this, it looks like that, here's what we can do, or here's what we can do in the long run. There's always something to do. I feel like doing something drastic, there's no point, guys. Just see your doctor. If you feel really uncomfortable about it, see a doctor, and at least they'll reassure you and say, here's what we can do. I wouldn't worry about this. There's no point you guys just racking your brain about it at home and trying all this crazy stuff. There's no point. It's just gonna waste your time and stress you out over nothing. Like, the thing is, there are always things you can do. Just because you've got it now doesn't mean you're gonna have it forever, okay? But if you're a teen, you're watching this and you're younger, guys, don't stress about it. If you want, like I said, see a doctor. There's always things you can do down the track. The things you can focus on now is what you can control, which is your diet, your exercise, and how healthy you are. You can control those things, so may as well manipulate those variables. Now, for the majority of you watching this video, and I'm guessing the majority is not gonna be hormonal, it's not gonna be gyno, it's just gonna be chest fat in general. And you guys are gonna probably just be stressing yourself out and thinking, is it this, it's that? Most of the time, guys, it is just normal body fat and that you happen to store it on your chest genetically. I am predisposed genetically to store it around my lower abs. So my lower abs is really tough to get rid of. My legs will be super lean. It's the way it is. My back was always quite lean, but I'd store it around my midsection. So that's not, it's not the worst thing of all time, but it's like you guys, you might just store it around your chest. Now, the good thing about this is that it's just gonna come off with normal diet and training. The bad thing about this is you guys might think, oh, where do I start? I'm not really sure about this. But it's a very simple thing, guys. It's just a calorie deficit. You have to be burning more than you are taking in. So you can manipulate this through your diet and or exercise. If you just try to do exercise alone, you don't worry about your diet, you're gonna be, it's very difficult. The easiest way to do it is to watch what you eat, start tracking your calories. I offer personalized meal plans, but if you guys are younger, then don't even worry about it. Literally just start tracking your food and learning about it yourself and eating healthy. Just stop eating shit. Really, stop eating shit, guys. If you clean up your diet, eat unprocessed foods, and slowly learn about it and get active, get your steps up during the day, be active, go to the gym, whatever it is, guys, it will happen. It'll happen, okay? If it doesn't happen and you guys are like, nah, I'm on point with my diet, I'm smashing training, I've been doing this for a couple of years, and it's still there and you still got this chest fat, then maybe you're dealing with the hormonal side of things. It's not just stubborn fat that you can't get rid of, okay? A lot of guys too have come from a really overweight background saying they've lost a lot of weight and they're left with this skin. Then you might have loose skin, but always, guys, get an expert opinion. Go see someone, get their opinion on it. Don't just look at yourself and beat yourself up about it and then not do anything, okay? So overall, guys, to wrap that up, for one, I would always suggest for anybody out there, if you feel like you're self-conscious about it, just start controlling your lifestyle. Start making better choices with your diet. Start aiming to lose a bit of weight and get healthier for the right reasons so you feel better as well. Two, don't let it affect your self-esteem, okay? I can tell you, I've never had that problem, but growing up a little bit overweight and I felt like that was I was self-conscious about that. I can tell you right now, the minute I got, say, abs and got leaner and more shredded, deep down I was still self-conscious about something else. So if you don't address the problem of your insecurities, you're always going to be insecure about something. It might change. It might become something completely different, but you're always going to be insecure about something if you never address that. So don't think that just if you lose weight, your problem's going to go away, okay? So they're not. So that mental health aspect is very, very important, guys. Don't neglect that. Look after your mental health. But that said, look after your physical health as well and try to lose that weight. Try to get in shape. You'll be better off for it. And the final thing is, if you do think it's hormonal, you do think it's gyno, don't stress, guys, okay? Because there is always a way, there's always an option, there's always a way out from this. Just have a chat to your doctor. If you're really self-conscious about it, you want an expert opinion, have a chat to your doctor. He might tell you, here's the plan of attack, here's what you should do, and don't stress about it, guys, okay? There is nothing you can take, there's no pill you can take, there's no cream you can rub on yourself, there's no exercise you can do. You're wasting your time and you're getting nowhere with it. So my practical advice is sort your diet out, maybe see a doctor, have a chat to someone, and don't stress, guys. Find things that you can do to better yourself in the gym. Don't tie your value to how you look in that sense of your ego, because you'll just feel like shit, and there's no point doing that. So guys, that is it from me. I hope this cleared up something from you guys, or at least made you feel a little bit better about yourself. I hope, because there's always a way, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, took something out of it. Otherwise, that is it from me. I've got nothing left for you, and you guys know what to do. Stay massive.
Slide into your DMs in the PM and the AM. Then I slide into your feelings when you see just what I'm saying.